Welcome to today's video. I'm Richard Chapo, your intrepid internet lawyer in San Diego, California. I've been advising online businesses for about 20 years. In today's video, we're taking a look at automatic billing laws. And if you own a website or an app, you might be thinking, automatic what? Automatic billing laws refer to a specific billing model used in the online environment with great success. As is typical with our representatives in state and federal legislature, they got the name wrong. In the online arena, we don't refer to it as an automatic billing model. We refer to it as a recurring billing model. So this is a situation where perhaps you have a membership site and you're charging your members $25 a month. And you just charge them automatically every 30 days until they cancel. It's a very lucrative business model. If you can fit it into the structure of what you're offering people online, I highly encourage you to do it, because if you can provide sufficient new value to those customers on a monthly basis that they will stay over time, you can really, really do well with this business model. Perhaps the best example of that and the best known to just about everybody is Netflix. With Netflix, with their streaming service, let's see, I've had it for, that's a good question. I have no idea how long I've had Netflix. Let's say since 2010, maybe. I honestly, I have no idea now that I think about it. And so that means monthly since 2010, I've been paying them a fee. And now that I think about it, I don't even know what that fee is. I have no idea. Maybe $10 a month. Well, it's $10. I'm going with it. And of course, as soon as this video is over, now I'm going to go check. But ironically, that shows you the value of the recurring business model. I like odd films. I like independent films. I like bad sci-fi films. I like films, produced in foreign countries, that are completely different than U.S. films. South Korea, for instance, has some great films, and Netflix has a lot of that. So for me, they're adding movies all the time, so they're adding value, and I'm happy to pay that fee. But it also shows you that the fact that I don't know how long ago I signed up or what I'm paying gives you kind of a feel for the value of this business model. If you keep the customers happy, they'll just stay with you. And they'll stay with you for a very long time. So if we run the numbers, let's assume I signed up in 2010. And again, I don't even know when I did. But if I did, that would mean 8 years that I've been with them. And I've been paying them monthly. And if we say the monthly fee is $10, well, let's see, 8 years times 12 months is 96 months. And then, $10 a month, I'm paying them $960 over those 10 years. Not a huge number, one I'm very comfortable with as a consumer, and their business model really isn't intended to make huge amounts of money off of one customer. They have millions and millions of customers. I think they have a movie out as I'm doing this video called Bird Box, where they announced, it's a Sandra Bullock movie, and I think they announced that something like 45 million Netflix users watched it, over the last week. So 45 million, that's certainly not all of their members, but I mean, that's obviously a large number. If you took 10 million of those, and if they had the same history that I have, well, $960 times 10 million, you can see the kind of dollars we're talking about here. And it is a very lucrative model. Unfortunately, where we have a lucrative business model, we also have abuses. And we went through a phase on the internet of what we call the Where's Waldo business model. And it was a strategy employed using either free trials or what we call, the 3-day or 10-day cheapie trial model. So the way this would work is you would see marketing for something you might be interested in, and they would say, we have this great premium section where we have all of our secrets and everything, and we'll give you access to it for 3 days or 7 days or whatever the period was. And it's either free or you have to pay a nominal fee of $1.95. And then if you look through their terms and conditions and, their sub terms and conditions, and eventually you found a page where it said, at the end of the 3-day trial, we'll start billing you $39.95 a month, and we will bill you until you cancel, each month, basically the recurring business model. And so then once you signed up, trying to find the cancellation link or the information on how to cancel was much like trying to find Waldo. It was damn near impossible, although frankly finding Waldo is much easier than finding the cancellation pages. And the goal, obviously, was to try to keep as many people, signed up and paying for as long as possible through this kind of nefarious approach. And the group that was famous for doing this was adult sites. And they would throw an interesting twist into it. They would always name their site something very porn oriented. And then they would say, okay, well, let's assume that you eventually got to the cancellation page. You eventually found it. Well, you couldn't unsubscribe online. Instead, you had to pick up a phone number and call a call center. And this call center was almost always staffed with what seemed like 65-year-old or 70-year-old grandmothers. Hello, dearie. What can I help you with today? And and a lot of people are hesitant to tell their grandmother that they would like to unsubscribe from, Midgets Gone Wild or whatever the porn site was. And so you had a lot of people that just paid their membership for long periods of time. A lot of the adult companies made a lot of money. But it was abusive. It made it very difficult to cancel. Now, in full defense of the adult industry, it wasn't just the adult industry doing this. Many industries did this. Gambling, some of the poker sites, even some of just basic membership sites, some of the financial sites, we're going in this direction. And even today, some of the mainstream sites you'll run into that use recurring business models make it surprisingly difficult to cancel. And so the government reacted, both at the federal level and the state level, to try to address this. And so they passed what are called the automatic billing laws. Now, in the case of the feds, we have one law that was passed. It was called the Restore Online Shoppers Confidence Act. It's actually fairly new. It's kind of useless. Basically, the idea is you have to disclose how the financial information of a consumer is going to be used, and they have to consent to it. It's not a great law in this area. I don't really care for it myself, and I don't really rely on it that much when it comes to complying with the automatic billing situation or the reoccurring business model. Better approaches are found in the states because the feds took forever to actually act. Many states went ahead and already had passed what are called automatic renewal laws, and there are probably, I want to say, maybe 25 of them now that have them. And so complying with each of them can be difficult because they all require, different little things. So really what you want to do is try to comply with the one that has the most requirements, and then you'll almost automatically comply with the other state laws. And so most people view that law as California's. It's found in Business and Profession Code Section 17600, and it's known as the California Automatic Renewal Law. So what does it require? Well, you need to talk to a lawyer to get into the specifics because there are specific requirements. But generally speaking, at the time that the person signs up, there needs to be a very clear disclosure. And by very clear, I mean in different color font, large font. If you can make it flash, that would probably be good, in such a way that they're going to have a hard time ignoring it. They're going to see it. And that the actual message itself needs to include what they're being charged, what they'll be charged monthly, that it'll be reoccurring, what the reoccurring period will be. Is it every 30 days? Is it every year? The amount and how to cancel. And there needs to be an electronic means for canceling, which means that they need to be sent to a page where they can push a button to cancel, or what have you. You can't force them to get on the phone anymore. And then that message also needs to be included in the confirmation email that is sent to them once they sign up. So when they sign up for your membership site or whatever it is, you should send them a confirmation email. And that clause that you've written also needs to be included in that. It needs to be in the body of the email. You can't bury it in the bottom or, make it the same color as the background or any of that kind of funky stuff. So make sure you talk to a lawyer about the specifics. But that's the general idea of it. And again, what we're trying to do is alert consumers to the fact that, they can cancel, and here's how to do it. So it doesn't become a Where's Waldo situation. So that's it for today's subject. Gives you an idea basically of, the automatic billing laws, unfortunately named automatic billing laws. Companies are getting sued over these. We've seen groups like Dropbox get hit with lawsuits. So it is something serious that you need to keep in mind. Again, this doesn't do anything to make the recurring business model illegal or something that you don't want to use. If you can incorporate it into your business, you certainly want to look at that because it can be very, very lucrative. Just make sure that you comply with the laws, that surround that model so that it doesn't backfire on you. So thank you for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach me at my website, SoCalInternetLawyer.com. Just use the contact page. I get all those messages. And hopefully you'll consider subscribing to this channel. We'll be issuing quite a few more videos on online business issues and legal topics related to those. But that's it for today. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video.